What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. Have a bunch of stuff to get into today. First, I have to announce the winner for the Metroid statue since we did hit 80,000 subscribers. That is congratulations to Frank. You won the Metroid statue. Already talked to you. It is on its way already. I think it already got shipped out. So you should see it probably midweek, Tuesday or Wednesday. So congratulations to Frank. I told you guys we'd give something else away when we hit 80,000, going towards 90,000, and we will. When we hit 85,000 subscribers, we'll be giving away this Kirby Nendoroid. I like the Nendoroid series. They're pretty cool, and Kirby makes sense because we're coming up on a Kirby release. So there you go. We have Kirby Nendoroid. It has the couple different things where it has the fire, and then you also have, of course, Link's hat and sword. So if you want to enter for that, the link is down in the description. We'll be giving that away at 85,000, and then from there to 90, we'll do something different. I like the little statues, little figures, the Nendoroids. It's a lot of fun, and Kirby makes a lot of sense right now. Now, hopefully you had a good weekend. If you missed anything we did here on the channel, we had, of course, the Spawncast. That's over on, if you go to SoundCloud, iTunes, or if you sign up to Patreon, you'll have the whole video file. We also took a look at a 512 gigabyte SD card that turned out to be something different. So if you missed that video, I had a lot of fun making it. It was more comedic video. But we actually learned a bit about it. It was a lot of fun. The hammer did come out in that video. But then we have quite a few things to get into today, guys. Some very interesting stuff, including a follow-up to the Metroid story. So let's get started. So we talked about Eurogamer. There's a quick update from them. They keep following up, it seems, or they keep telling people more information as they go about the situation. And it looks like, according to them, if we're going to pretty much go with what Eurogamer's saying for now until it's proven otherwise, just because it's development. We usually don't hear about development anyway. But in this case, they're saying that Bandai Namco has actually shifted from Bandai Namco Singapore to now Bandai Namco Japan, who's working on the Metroid Prime 4 game. And it's interesting to hear about this now. We do know it was in early development, and Singapore was working on it for a little while. We know some of the people there are from Star Wars 1313, and that seemed to have some pretty cool mechanics. The engine looked pretty neat. Some of the stuff they kind of showed off. In this case, I feel like it's probably the outline of the engine and everything is probably done, and it sounds like they're more moving it probably to Bandai Namco Japan. I'm thinking anyway, this is kind of my theory here. They're moving it there to possibly do something with the story and kind of go from there to be closer to their internal team with Nintendo headquarters, I guess, in Japan. They have their internal team that's working with Bandai Namco. It's probably easier if it's there for those kind of things. The engine is going to be pretty straightforward with the people there at Singapore, more than likely. That's kind of my assumption as to what's happening here. But according to Eurogamer, it's now moved from Singapore to Japan. No one really knows why, other than probably the Singapore finished their job that they were really set out to do. In this case, it sounds like, according to Eurogamer, they have now started a new Switch project that they're working on. Maybe Ridge Racer. We heard about that. So we'll see what else kind of comes down for the pipeline here for Metroid Prime. I'm hoping we still at least get a look at it at E3, but we'll have to see. Next up, let's talk a bit about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I did a video on it. I said I really liked the game, and I'm looking forward to any updates they do, and it sounds like a free update is coming this week, and it sounds awesome. There is a lot of stuff to this update. Check this out. First thing they have a lot of quality of life changes, as you would say. The biggest one that I saw here in their quality of life changes is an option to skip the blade gotcha animation. You know, the thing that like you summon, it takes a while. Seriously, it's like a 10 to 15 second thing, and then you see which blade you summon. Most of the time you're disappointed. So I'm glad I can just skip that and see who I pulled. Although I hope they don't make you skip the rare blades that you get, because sometimes their opening is pretty cool, and of course you get that feeling of, awesome, I got this new blade. They added an easy mode in case you were having issues with the game. I guess you can maybe switch that in real times. They have sort functionalities for accessories, assist cores, blade listings, and they're adding an advanced New Game Plus. Now, the advanced New Game Plus, there are some parts of it that are kind of spoilery, so be aware of that. However, they do detail it to a degree. Things that carry over in New Game Plus, because of course you will restart the game essentially. Driver levels, driver and blade growth progression and equipment. Blades acquired, of course, from your gacha pools that you're doing from the cores. Acquired items in gold. Town development levels and mercenary levels, which is great because town development takes forever. And the event theater content and status of unique monsters. This, of course, will restart all of your quests and everything. It's kind of like just starting the game over again, but with all of the equipment and levels and stuff that you've developed as you went through. Love the addition here of New Game Plus. I'm a big fan of New Game Plus. RPGs tend to have them at times, not all the time though, but it's fun to go back through the game, right? When you're super powerful and you have all of your, your equipment and everything. In this case, it sounds like they added a few things that you'll get to do when you go back through. So I like the idea here of this, just to kind of when you beat the game, give you something else to do afterwards. Next up, Tiny Build attempted to hold their own like Nintendo Direct that they were trying to do, or just, I guess, a pre-recorded Direct of some kind. It seemed to kind of be live, I guess, because they were having technical issues, but they had a lot of footage. It was pretty quick when it actually got going, and they did announce 6 new Switch titles. Now, you're going to see some footage here of some of the different ones, but you're mostly going to get a list from their press release that they did put out for the 6 titles that they did release, or at least are releasing on the Switch. Starts with the Final Station, Cluster Truck, Punch Club, Party Hard, Streets of Rogue, and then the bigger one, I guess, on their docket here is Hello Neighbor. It's a game that they've been pushing a lot through alpha, where, of course, you play as a neighbor who's trying to sneak into your neighbor's house, who seems to have something to hide, generally in their basement. They've kind of tried to fix it and kind of flesh it out further, but it is kind of neat to see all these different games. Punch Club, for example, has already been on Steam and 3DS. So, like, a lot of these games are pretty much available other places for the most part, but it is more games for the Switch. It is Tiny Build really going in with the Switch. Obviously, it's very easy for them, I assume, to port a lot of their games over. Hello Neighbor will be the more interesting one, because I remember it had a lot of issues on PC when they were really going through alpha. A lot of glitches. So I'll be curious to see how that Switch version turns out. Nothing really, I guess, mind-blowing here. Hello Neighbor might have blown some people's minds, but otherwise, it was pretty straightforward. Just more games for the Switch, especially if you like indie games. This seems to be for you right here. Next up, we have to get into Kingdom Hearts 3, because if you are a Kingdom Hearts 3 fan, if you've been waiting for Kingdom Hearts in general to come out, you were really excited over the weekend, because D23 Japan brought a lot of information, some awesome looking trailers, and they did officially, I guess in this case we kind of saw it before, they did officially release a trailer that showed off the Monsters Inc. world. I mean, overall the visuals look absolutely stunning, I think, in this game. It looks very fluid. The gameplay that I've seen so far looks great. It looks like Kingdom Hearts on a next-gen system. I say next-gen because we were used to it on the PS2, the PS3, the PSP, and everything when they kept redoing them. But this just looks great. Unreal Engine 4 is on full display. I do think some of the designs, Goofy and Sora in this case, in the Monsters Inc. world looks a little odd to me. Goofy looks super off to me, but that's me. I mean, they have to make them look more unique to each world so they at least fit in. But, I mean, I was okay with the Toy Story world, but then I see Monsters Inc. and they just look weird. I don't know. That's me. I'm sure the game and the world itself will be cool, and you won't really be looking at Sora as much because you're going to be, fighting enemies and stuff with them. But still, it's very odd. Again, it'll be fun to see how they interact in this world. We also know, of course, about Tangled, Big Hero 6, Toy Story is the big one that I really want to go through that world, but I am excited. And the big thing is they are sticking, from what I've seen so far, because they kind of updated at this event, sticking to a 2018 release date. People are making jokes everywhere. It's not coming out 2019. Look, they seem to have a schedule. I have a feeling Final Fantasy VII Remake is being held back to a degree because they want Kingdom Hearts to have the spotlight right now. So this game, I think, has to come out in 2018, and I think it will. According to sources, we've seen people talk about this at the convention, at the event. People are putting it on Twitter. There's supposed to be a release date at E3. It's probably going to be holiday, I want to say November, probably. I'm going to say midway November. Like November, I'm just going to throw it out. November 14th. I'm sure that's not even the right day. That's probably not even a Tuesday or a Friday. I should have checked. But it'll probably be somewhere in the mid to late November if I had to take a guess. Either way, as soon as it comes out, it's going to sell crazy amounts, and it's going to be great. Kingdom Hearts fans have a reason to celebrate then, because a game that we didn't think was going to make it in 2018 is going to make it in 2018, at least it appears to be at this point. Next up, let's talk about a game that I've been looking forward to for a while. We talked about Wonder Boy a long time ago. I played that on the Switch. Man, the first month or two when it was out, it was an awesome game. I love the older side-scrolling games. And then I've kind of kept an eye on Monster Boy for a while. They changed up some of the visuals. It became much more hand-drawn, much more cartoony. I love the look, by the way, of this game. And now we at least get an idea when we can get our hands on it. It appears to be summer 2018. So the big thing here is that they're going to release the digital and the physical copy the same day. I asked them on Twitter just to double check. And yes, same day, digital and physical. Thank you, by the way, because I keep buying digital games on the Switch and then hey, look, the physical version's available. The collector's edition, physical copy that I really wanted is available 3 to 4 months later, which is kind of annoying, kind of frustrating, right? Because then you feel like you gotta buy it again if you want it physically. So I will be getting this game physically summer 2018. No concrete release date, but I'm excited. It seems to be coming out on everything: Xbox One, PS4, Steam, Switch. So if you're looking forward to a good side-scrolling game that at least so far looks like it's going to be a good time, if you enjoyed Wonder Boy, this looks to be the game, but I will be doing a full gameplay video and everything of it just to kind of give you guys my thoughts. So if anything, look out for that sometime this summer. And in our last bit of news, I want to talk to you guys a bit about Unreal Engine 4 kind of gracing the Star Wars universe a bit. I've told you guys about several fan projects. They seem to be remaking different things in Unreal Engine 4. I've shown you guys things at this point like Spyro, right? I've shown you Diddy Kong Racing. Here's more of a niche type game, a game I really liked growing up. I like this one. I liked its sequel. I really liked the sequel. We're going to get into that in a second. But I'm talking about Star Wars Dark Forces. There's a first-person shooter back in 1995, and it was kind of around the time when you were playing some games like Doom, right? Wolfenstein's a little before then, but that kind of look. The visuals weren't great. Well, they were then. They're not now, obviously. So what do? You go back and you remake it. Here are some screenshots here, and this is actually being done right now by Jason Lewis, who's a senior environment artist at Obsidian Entertainment. I'm not kidding. They work at Obsidian, and they are actually remaking the entirety of the first of level 1, the first level, right now. And I am absolutely ready to play it. This looks so cool. I hope they do release this for people to play and have some fun. But man, I really want that second one. Bring the second one out. I would love to see Jedi Knight 2 Dark Forces, Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. I always get that title mixed up. Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2 comes out, and man, that game, I loved playing that game, and it could definitely use an overhaul. I would pay a full $60 if a company or somebody, some developer, took that game, got the licensing with Star Wars. I guess it had to be EA. Man, that means it had loot boxes. But if they took it and they remade it in something like Unreal Engine 4 and put it out, I would go absolutely crazy, because I honestly, that was a Christmas present of mine when I was super young, and I loved that game. I had it fully boxed and everything, the full, everything physically. Awesome game. So I hope they do something like that, but for now, I can look forward to the first Dark Forces in Unreal Engine 4 that I assume is being released for us to play. I hope anyway. We'll see. It's kind of neat that somebody from Obsidian is doing this, though. Kind of cool. And that's going to do it for Newswave today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Really helps out. If not, hit the dislike. Leave a bunch of comments down below about everything we talked about today, whether it is the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 patch that we are going to be seeing sometime this week. I think some of the stuff there is really cool. It's going to add some stuff to the end game where you can play back through New Game Plus. Maybe there's something we don't know about yet that's at the end of that New Game Plus, something they didn't want to tell us about, and we'll probably find as we go through. Maybe some big boss or something at the end. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to getting it. It's a free update, which is great, but we do have some stuff coming for that expansion pass later on this year as well. So things are looking great if you're a Xenoblade fan, and I gotta tell you, I'm really into that game right now and having a lot of fun. Even if you step away for a bit, you can still go back and check it out. Also, you gotta tell me about Kingdom Hearts 3. I know people were going crazy about this game over the weekend with good reason. People are realizing we're getting very close to its release date. I say very close because the second one came out a month after the 360 came out. So we're extremely close right now compared to how we were even with the PS3 when we thought Kingdom Hearts was going to be on. So, it's still great to see it, though. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about Kingdom Hearts 3, the trailer, Monsters, Inc. world, and everything. So thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.